up, y'all? It's your boy RJ Powell. We are back with another video today, and today we're gonna be ranking the best Nickelodeon shows of all time. For the past couple days, we've been doing the best Nickelodeon live action shows and then the best Nickelodeon cartoon animated shows. But now we're gonna bring all of those together and rank the best of Nickelodeon. We're gonna do that, so let's not waste any more time, y'all. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get it popping like fireworks.
Nickelodeon, Lodion, ooh.
So for this tier rankings, I put together the best of all of the Nickelodeon shows, and we cut it down to about 16, near 20 shows, the best of the best live action and animated shows. So let's start off with the S tier, baby. The creme de la creme of the Nickelodeon shows. You already know the best show of all time. SpongeBob SquarePants. Y'all already know that's my favorite animated and favorite Nickelodeon show of all time. The show is classic. It's timeless. You can watch it in any era. The older you get, the more hilarious SpongeBob gets. And so SpongeBob, that's definitely S tier. Now, another show that's gonna be on the S tier. This is a live action show. The show that set it off for everybody else. It's all that. Like I said before, it's the Kids Saturday Night Live, and it was such a diverse cast full of people. Kenan and Kel jumped off of this show and just skyrocketed into another dimension with Kenan and Kel, and all of that just set everybody up. And I think Amanda Bynes was in it, so yeah, all that, and it was just the best of the best shows on Nickelodeon. Rugrats. I think Rugrats is such an iconic show that it has to be in the S tier. Rugrats with, like, when you think of Rugrats, I mean Nickelodeon, you think of Rugrats, and Rugrats is just one of those shows, man. I can't explain it. It's just one of those shows that if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Doug. Now, Doug is one of the best shows. Doug is one of the best shows in my opinion. I think it's probably B tier when it comes to the all-time rankings. Maybe even C tier right between here, but it's B tier in terms of everybody else. So we're going to put that in B tier. The Amanda Show is a tough one because I think it transcended sketch shows as it is Saturday Night Live, all that. I think the Amanda Show is actually, I think it jumpstarted a lot of people's careers though. Amanda Bynes, Kenan and Kel, Josh Peck, Drake Bell. I think it skyrocketed their brand and stuff like that. I might put it in A tier, but for now it's B tier for now, just for now. Drake and Josh might be one of the best Nickelodeon shows. I think it's S tier. I really think it's S tier. And following that, I said that Kenan and Kel is the best dynamic duo. So this is a tough one. I'm in a dilemma right now because Drake and Josh and Kenan and Kel, which one do I pick? I grew up in the era of Drake and Josh. Kenan and Kel came right before me, but I did watch that show. I might, just because I grew up with Drake and Josh, I might give the edge to them. Just because I grew up with them. And Kenan and Kel is just one of those shows, man. I wanna put it in S tier so bad, but I don't want to put Drake and Josh and Kenan and Kel in the same. But we might. We're just gonna leave it in S tier for now. Cat Dog. In terms of everything else, it might be C tier. In terms of everything else, again, everything else I watched more than Cat Dog. So Cat Dog is a great show. Do not get me wrong now. Cat Dog is a great show. But compared to everything else on this list, it has to go in C tier, I think. I think it has to go in C tier. Danny Phantom. Now, Danny Phantom is one of my favorite shows. It might go in B tier. It might go in C tier, actually, because I'm telling you, this is hard. Ranking the all-time shows is a little bit different. This is tough. Avatar. Whew. I think Avatar is one of the best. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think it's one of the best, but I'm trying to think in terms of everybody else. And I truly do think it's one of the best. It's one of the best. We're gonna put Hey Arnold. I think Hey Arnold is actually in the S tier. One of the most iconic cartoon characters we've seen in our day and age. Hey Arnold is iconic. And the characters are so in-depth with each other. They had deep episodes on there. Deep episodes on there. And then the grown, like I said, the innuendos in there, we don't get them until now. It was smart. It was genius. Hey Arnold was genius. So that belongs to S tier. This is tough. Because iCarly I grew up with. And I want to put it in S tier. I want to. So bad. I want to, because we might have to put it in A tier though. We might have to, we're putting it ahead of Avatar. But jeez, that's tough because I grew up with iCarly. I think it's a transcendent show. Dan Schneider is a genius for making almost all of these shows, the major shows on this list. He created these shows, but iCarly is one of those transcendent shows that iCarly is one of the main reasons people are doing YouTube today. I really do think so. I think iCarly with the web show, many people are doing that today, are making YouTube videos like I am right now. So hats off to iCarly. It might go in S tier. Again, we're gonna have revisions later on. Zoe 101. Like I said, bro, I want to put it in S tier. I grew up with these shows. But man, Zoe 101. It might go in A tier. It might go in B tier though. I don't know. It's for the culture though. It's definitely for the culture. So it's gonna be in B tier or higher. It's definitely gonna be in B tier or higher. Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents are one of the most iconic Nickelodeon cartoon shows. Timmy Turner being an iconic character in itself. I want to put it in A tier. It might have to go in B tier for now. Just because I'm looking at the list and there's so many to choose from. It's so many shows on this list that you could put in S tier. It's so many shows that you could put in S tier. But the impact that the other shows had on the culture itself, it's like, man, I can't really put it above those. You know what I'm saying? I can't really put it above those. As Declassified. As Declassified helped, I know, a majority of kids back then in middle school, and it helped me throughout middle school and even high school a little bit. So I might put this in B tier. It's gonna be first. It may go second to Fairly Odd Parents in B tier, but Nancy Declassified is just one of those shows, timeless. I'm gonna show my kids this so they can survive middle school and high school. Don't get me wrong. Victorious. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I might be biased in this one. I'm trying to not be biased on this list. I'm trying not to be biased on this list at all. But to me, it's up there with the iCarlys and Zoe 101s of the world. It's one of my favorites. It's personally one of my favorites. I think it's because I grew up in that. It was like early 2010s. So I was about becoming a teenager in that time. And Victorious was just one of those shows, man. It's a classic to me. I know it's probably the most recent show on this list, but I think it belongs up there with the creme de la creme of Nickelodeon shows. Victorious has a special place in my heart. That's why I put it in A tier. But we're gonna come back with the revisions. We'll be right back after these few messages from our sponsors.
We'll be right back on Nick. Now back to the show on Nick.
We're back with the revised list. This was a tough one, y'all. I really had to take many factors into consideration, and I really wanted the list to be my list. And so I switched a couple things up. The S tier. I didn't change a thing on the S tier. We got SpongeBob, all that, Rugrats, Drake and Josh, Keenan and Kel, and Hey Arnold. Then the A tier. The A tier is truly me. It's probably the list. It's probably the tier where I watch the most episodes in. iCarly, Victorious, Zoe 101, and Fairly Odd Parents. Like, this was my era. The A tier is truly my era. Plus SpongeBob. This is truly my era. Maybe plus Drake and Josh too. Yeah. But this is truly my era. A tier describes me in a nutshell, to be honest. B tier, Avatar, Ned's Declassified, The Amanda Show, and then C tier. I got rid of the D tier, y'all. None of these shows belong in the D tier. I had to come to that conclusion that none of these shows, they don't belong there. It would be a disservice to them that I would put one of these shows on the D tier. That wouldn't be right. So C tier, I got Doug, Danny Phantom, and Cat Dog. Let me know what you think of this list. What are some of your favorite Nickelodeon shows? I would love to hear them in the comment section down below. I appreciate y'all for doing my thing. I'm doing my thing on this throwback week, and then I promise y'all, we gonna get back to the NBA and basketball stuff. It's been a dead period in the NBA and basketball stuff, but we're gonna get right back to that. About maybe Sunday or Monday, we're gonna get right back to the basketball stuff. So don't worry. It's your boy RJ Powell. Have a great weekend. Go outside, grind hard, dream big, cue whatever song, baby.
I know, you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Down there.